and the air was just right for Skyrim. So wife comes home tomorrow, so this is the last chance I'm going to have to sit up and play in the middle of the night. So that's what I'm going to do. I got another couple hours in me before I'm going to be tired enough to go to sleep, which means I'll probably make it till about midnight my time. Um, Considering it's like 9:40 here right now, Pacific Standard Time. So we will have to see. We are dropping a ton of frames. Oh my gosh. We need to reset. Haven't played in 3 minutes. You miss Skyrim? My bit rate is bad. I'm dropping a ton of frames. I need to reset that. So I think the only way that I can do that is well, I might be able to do it right here. Let me see if I can just change this. And see if this is any better. All right. Let's see if that's any better. Well, I don't know. You're going to have to tell me. But we'll find out. We're starting up the game. It says it's excellent condition, so hopefully it runs pretty smooth. Yeah, it's jumping all over the place, but well, you're going to have to let me know how smooth it is or how rough it is once the game starts up. I'll keep an eye on it. Yeah, it looks good to you. Well, nothing happening yet. I got to wait till the game fires up. It's OBS that's complaining. YouTube's not complaining. YouTube says it's got excellent connection. So OBS is saying it's dropping frames. So we'll find out. It should be starting up momentarily. And here we go. I think we're doing Dark Brotherhood stuff. They say you should set your bitrate lower than your upload. Yeah, I don't get 10,000 upload. Yeah, OBS is BS. Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see what it does. I mean, the spinning logo looks pretty smooth. Looking at the YouTube feed. So we'll see when the game starts up. Kilobits per second, yes. Yeah, well, mine sucks even worse than that. I ran a speed test on it. It said I was getting about 5, which means I should really set mine at like 2500, according to OBS's recommendation. But I've got mine set at 4500 currently. Earlier today it was set at like 6500, but then the lag was bad.
I don't like your chances, fiend.
Let me see what this looks like spinning around. I'm going to see what it looks like on the screen up top when I get there. So yeah, we've got pretty bad lag. I can tell already. Looks pretty smooth though. But I'm about 30 seconds behind. Yeah, I'm only streaming in 1080p. Who's this?
There's been word of some trouble nearby. I'm on my way to investigate.
Choppy every once in a while?
Where are you headed?
I probably shouldn't tell everyone who asks. This is important business, you know.
Yeah, I think I should probably lower
I could save you a lot of trouble.
No, I think I got this one. Thanks, though.
let me try to lower the bit rate a little bit more. Come on. Get me back to that. Get my mouse up there. Settings. Output. Bit rate. We will try that. Most people only watch on their phone. Yeah, well, I'm not going to drop it.
Scream, plea, or pray. None of it will matter soon.
I am going to have to save and reload. That should smooth it out though. You switch between. Yeah, that processor's still getting hot. But it's, you know, it's pumping air out. Well, let's see if we can get back and deliver the rueful axe. It should be up over this way. Yeah,
Meet your reckoning.
Free heating. Oh, hey now. Hey now. Here, eat that. Here, want another one? We'll give you another one. Alright, we got him. Black tea. Honeycomb. Sounds like we've got shouting Draugr somewhere over here. They're up there.
I'll make this quick.
You think you stand a chance?
Can't miss.
Got a cow up there.
Ready as I'll ever.
Oh. Oh, okay, we're dead. That's rough. One hit, death. All right, everybody drink. Yeah, 78's not too bad. It was getting up around 100, which is the T-junction max, before I changed the This is a cool horse. What mod is that? It's called the Skyrim Horses Renewal. Is the name of that mod. And it makes the horses look more like the horses from like The Witcher. They're like a skinny horse, not like the Clydesdales that are in the vanilla game. And the trees down here are, this is all nature of the wildlands with the vines wrapped around them and stuff. But they are heavy on the frame rate, so be aware of that. And
Scream, plea, or pray. None of it will matter soon.
yeah, he bled out. Who's this guy? Another Minotaur. Got him. Oh, he's not dead yet. That's one of the ones that runs a little faster. So I've got like a bunch of different kinds of Minotaurs in my game. Some are from Mahale monsters. Well, most I think are from Mahale. Push it. Push it real good. Dum 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 ba dum dum dum. Well, there we were running about 60 frames a second. Now we're down to 50. Getting up here to Falkreath, that'll drop into 40s. All right, let's get back up there where the cool looking horse was. And we have our glide crow, which is kind of cool. Ah, push it. Well, at least the weather down here is nice. Okay, we'll try not to die. We are hungry and thirsty, so we should probably grab something to eat. How about an apple? There's that sound. We love that sound. Oh, you're at 20 FPS on the Nico experience. Gonna eat some stew. Yeah, I'll drink a little water. I like that cork sound too. Alright, well, we're good. It's all good. In the hood.
All right, hand over your valuables, or I'll gut you like a fish.
Gonna have to walk side by side as you play and compare FPS. Sure. Let's see if we can intimidate her.
Walk away right now.
Well, I can see you're not one to be trifled with. Let this be a warning to you.
Yeah, we intimidated her. I think what I really enjoy is just how I've set up. But yeah, I've got bad guys everywhere. Oh, we got him. That was a one-shot. I will take those. And that. And that. And those. You can have everything else. You know, like I said, anything 45 frames and better with what I've got crammed in here and everything I'm running. Because you got to remember, we're running RTGI ray tracing, which is pretty heavy. And we're running a full EMB. And I mean a full EMB on top of it. And 1,351 mods. Alright, where you at, buddy? Take out the undead. He's firing arrows at us. Where you at, bud? Draugr? Drop Draugr. Yeah, I love all the lighting and the effects. Okay, how come you won't let me search him? Search him. Can we search him? That's weird. Won't let me search him. Well, that's okay. Maybe he didn't have anything we wanted anyway.
Can't fail now.
Watch your language. We got another bad guy over there. I don't see any bad guys up here. Oh, yeah. No, no bad guys up here. Let's get a bigger weapon.
Nothing can stop me.
G-meow. Okay, I'm going to throw a save right here. Because we can. And then we're just going to try to cruise up the road because I'm trying to return the rueful axe to Clavicus Vile. Get him to take his dog back. This is a new Pine Watch This is the one that's done by WizKid. And I love the parallax textures for the rocks. And that the plants growing out of the roof. Just a really good looking pine watch.
All right.
What do we got going over here? We got going over here. Frozen guys. They're all frozen. These guys are still alive. Frostbite Shaman. Oh, hey now. Hey now. We better heal up. Can't heal up. He's right on top of me. Alright, come on, come on.
Nice try, darling. Wrong move.
Now we'll heal. Alright, cool. We'll take that. And those, and that, and those. Let's check out these frozen guys. They froze a Minotaur. And a bunch of other goblins and stuff.
Smooth moves.
Onward. Yeah, we're going to throw another save right here. But yeah, I love the lighting.
I'll rip your heart out.
Oh, these guys are firing a bunch of arrows. Them arrows are quick too.
I can take you.
Where are you going to take me? Take me out to dinner?
Nice and easy.
Killing you will make for an excellent story.
Yeah!
Gonna split your belly like an old woman's butt.
Yeah!
You'll pay for that. You're a disgrace to your own kind.
Give me your rabbit. I'll take those arrows too. Oh, we just lit ourselves on fire. I'm on fire! Well, she's on fire too. Have a little cooked monk. Scavenge the wood piles. Steal your mushrooms. That's empty. Alright, well, we survived that battle. Talk about cold shoulder. Give him the cold shoulder. Yeah, some parts of my game will drop down into the 30s, but it is still playable. You know, up here we're 50s, 60s. Let's go cruise through Helgen here. It's on the table. Take both those. Take that too. Looks kind of cold tonight. Yeah, I got the beanie on. It's kind of chilly in here. I haven't broke out the electric blanket yet though, so it's not too bad. When I break out the electric blanket and throw it over my legs, you know it's really cold. But I'm one of them California boys, you know, I'm not used to the cold weather. I like it better in Hawaii when it's, you know. I want to be a weatherman in Hawaii. That would be a great job. Because today it'll be 75 to 85 chance of showers. And in 6 months it'll be 75 to 85 chance of showers. What is that that's giving you all the data in the top left of your screen? It is a utility that's called MSI Afterburner. And it comes with something called Riva Tuner. And what you're seeing is Riva Tuner
Your story ends
that
here.
I've set up to
Divines
display
await you.
my GPU temperature, GPU usage, GPU megahertz, as well as the amount of where it says MEM and it's green, that's the VRAM. So I'm pulling 12.7 gigabytes worth of VRAM right now. And then CPU temperature, percent usage, and megahertz. And then again, CPU megahertz there also. And then I've got the system RAM, 18 gigs worth of system RAM. It's telling me that the game is running in DX11 at 52 frames a second. And that's a millisecond response time. It's the last number. But you can set all that up in MSI Afterburner and then use Riva Tuner to display it in game. And I've got it on a hotkey so I can toggle it on and off. And I'll tell you one thing, Riva Tuner and MSI Afterburner do not like Mod Organizer 2. So in order to get them to work together, you need to set up MSI Afterburner and specifically Riva Tuner to use Windows hook instead of its own hooks and to ignore Mod Organizer 2. Because if it's not ignoring Mod Organizer 2, it'll pretty much crash your game. No problem. So, and I mod with Mod Organizer 2, but it is possible to get, you know, most people say, well, it just won't work together. Well, that's baloney. It will work together. You just need to set it up so it's not hooking Mod Organizer 2. And just, because it'll hook the game engine itself to display this information. Okay, so the last time I was here, I killed all those foglings. You remember the foglings that were here? So I guess the fog gets cleared because it's not foggy here anymore. So it does reset when the cells reset. Oh, hey,
That's
now.
one way to make an entrance.
That hurt. You gotta watch where you're going there. Otherwise we're gonna have to do some little bit of healing. How come we're not healing? Now we're healing. Alright, cool. Let's go talk to Vile. He is Vile. So there was foglings here too. So I still see some residual fog here, but it's not as bright as it was. So it will dissipate apparently over time. That was a question we had with the foglings and the fog effect that they produce. Yeah, MSI Afterburner's really nice with Riva Tuner to display. Really, I use it to figure out where the bottleneck is, right? So what's the bottleneck? Well, right now I know it's not I don't have a bottleneck because I'm at 75 frames per second. That's where I have my frame rate locked. So it'll never go above 75 frames a second. So if I'm running at a total of 75 frames a second inside, I have no bottleneck. And my GPU is only running at, 84% usage. Now my CPU is running at 30% usage, but you got to remember that Skyrim is a single-threaded process. So I have 10 cores, 20 threads running at 30% usage. It means I have some other programs, probably OBS and Steam and things like that are running in the background. But the core that is running, there's Barbas. The core that's running Skyrim is probably maxed out. And there's File.
Ah, you've got the axe. And my dog. Splendid.
But a lot of people are curious and, okay, well, you have a heavily modded game. What is it running? What kind of resources? More work than you want to tackle? It's not that much work.
We're back. Now fulfill your end of the bargain.
Excellent work. A hero and his faithful companion retrieving the ancient artifact.
Well, if
from
you
the
want to run
prince.
1350
It's
mods,
almost
like I'm doing,
storybook.
and get it to run
But it
kind of
almost seems
smooth,
a shame to give a weapon like that away, doesn't
you're going to
it?
have to do some work.
I suppose I could be persuaded to let you keep it, but only if you use the axe to kill Barbas.
I don't
Simple
kill
as
dogs.
that.
No deal. Take the axe and take back Barbas.
Huh. You're no fun at all. Guess I'll have to make my own fun elsewhere. And with the pup back, I'll be restored to my full power. There's a whole world just waiting for me! I knew I could trust you. Yeah, dog gets master, master gets cosmic axe. Everyone's happy. Just get over here, mutt. Don't worry, I'll make sure he sees the light. I trusted you, now you trust me. Ah, that feels so much better. You forget how nice supreme power feels until you've been stuck in a cave for a few years. It's a shame you wished for something so dull as me taking back the mutt. Quite the lack of imagination on your part. A lack of ambition like that really ought to be punished. Perhaps by turning you into a worm, or maybe a few decades of... Oh, fine. Have my boon and be done with it. I've got more interesting deals to make anyway.
So we've completed that one. Okay, so I'm going to take a minute here and I'm going to show you how to set that up. I think I can do it. Let's see if I can do it. All right, I'm going to go here. I'm going to go to, well, there's two different programs I need to open. Running about 750 mods right now. Requiem base game, yeah. Addicted to the combat style in Requiem. watching you secretly. Doing a great job with your list. Yeah, well, there is a Wabbajack for it, but you would have to be a beta tester because some people, I've only had one successful person install it. So, took some ideas from you, but Requiem does not like play nice with a lot of things. Yeah, it doesn't. That's true. That's why I don't have it in my game. So I'm looking for Riva Tuner Statistics Server. So we're going to open that up so you can take a look at it. Unfortunately, it probably opened up behind this window. So we're not going to be able to look at it. Bummer. And I know if I leave the game, it's gonna probably crash OBS. So, but it's pretty easy to set up. My mod list is there too. You can just kind of dig through that and pick out things you might like these refracting icicles. Those are nice. The northern or Nordic snow is also nice with parallax. Footprints, great mod. Footprints, I mean, a lot of the textures and things like that would run with Requiem. So that would be where I would focus. You know, stay away from other combat-based mods and things like Valhalla combat and stuff like that. And just stick with, okay, well, how can I just make it, you know, bring the graphics up? So we are here. We have people to kill. What's going on there? We got to bring Nettlebane to Danica. So why don't we go, well, let's go back to Danica. And we'll bring her Nettlebane. It's going to fly our crow down the hill. Okay, so we're almost back to, that's Helgen. Yeah, Footprints got ported to console. That would be good. And they're just decals, and there is an expansion for it to make it work with on the beaches too, on the sandy beaches. So that's a good expansion to it. You know what we should do is we should just
Clear of sight.
set up a tent, spend the night.
Operating covertly.
All right. Tent. Let's pick a flat piece of land here. That looks okay. We can put it there. And I love those. Those are Rudy's stars. And the Atlantis Nebula. Very cool. We would like to lie down and use those blankets. And then we would like to spend the night. So we're going to sleep until morning. For immersion in the game, yeah. It's kind of a bummer you run through snow, you don't leave footprints, right? So 10, probably 9. I need a 9. We could do 8. That'll work. That'll put me at 7 in the morning. So let's see if we can get up. I can see inside my head. Footprints, yes. Ever tried Last Seed as a survival alternative to Sunhelm? I like it pretty good. I've used both of them. Both have their pros and cons. I have not tried Last Seed. I used to run... what was I running? I was running I Need before I switched to Sunhelm. Because I was thinking about adding Frostfall to I Need. But instead of doing that, I just dumped I Need and went straight to Sunhelm because it had cold built into it. And I like Sunhelm. You know, I like the icons in the bottom right corner. Like it's telling me I'm thirsty. And then I've got it set up so I've got the animations. Which is, you know, really nice. And I also got to worry about hypothermia. You know, but a running campfire, I can build a campfire. I can set up camp. So they're kind of complementary. You know, that you can do those things. I do really love Embers XD and Smoking Torches and Candles and Inferno. Those all go really good together too. And those are things you could add to a Requiem mod list also, you know. Having, you know, different fire effects and things like that isn't going to affect Requiem. At least I don't think it would. Who's this?
Greetings, traveler.
It's
The weather is
Wanderlust.
positively sublime, isn't it? Crisp air and a clear sky.
Yeah,
The
look out for those
Divide's
mosquitoes.
Truly blessed us today.
She's an interesting NPC,
Goodbye.
so we're not going to talk to her.
Good wandering.
Down to Riverwood. Riverwood can get kind of heavy too.
It means so much to us
Oh,
to have
that's
the claw
Camilla.
back where it belongs. Thank you.
You're welcome, Camilla.
So does your pitch, boy. It
Is that an amulet of Mara?
time to be more specific. If you want
So I
someone
got a
in
mod that
business,
has
point out the
NPCs
stain
wear
on their chest
amulets of
plate
Mara.
or the blood on their boots.
But you don't have any stains on your chest plate.
I wonder if we're diseased.
The chickens, boy.
Stendar's mercy be upon you, for the vigil has none to spare.
So it's nice to have these vigilants in town. They're part of Dawnguard
May I receive Stendar's blessing?
because they can cure you
Walk
of
always
disease.
in the light. Stendar be with you. None escape the vigil. All come into the light.
This is one of the heaviest spots in my game. Yeah, I don't know why it's running. That's about 10 or 9 frames a second less than I expect at this spot. I was running about 40 frames a second here. Now I'm running about 30. So I don't know. I did change the driver I just updated my driver, my graphics driver. So that may have something to do with it. I may want to roll back the driver. Especially if it's going to affect my frame rate like that.
What the rebels like to forget is that the Empire is what's keeping the Dominion.
Let's go find Danica. Yeah, I'm probably gonna turn that driver back. Because I should be running about 5 frames a second more than I'm getting right now. You don't update your graphics driver? Seeing rainbow rays in the lighting. See that I know there's a driver update available. Alright, jump up there. If you don't update your graphics driver, start seeing rainbow rays in the lighting. Okay. Well, that's kind of interesting. I never really noticed that in my game. I just try to stay up on the drivers because it'll tell me, you know, GeForce Experience will tell me if there's a new driver. But what I should really do is do a clean install. And I think that might be what's slowing it down. Because pulling 30 frames a second here, no. This should be at least 35 right here to 40. Should not be dropping in the 30s here.
It's not easy being a woman in Skyrim, I know. But stay strong, and men will come to respect you, and maybe even fear you.
Do I want to make them fear me?
You work at the Bannered Mare? And why shouldn't I? Just because I'm a Greymane doesn't mean I can't earn my own keep.
Do the customers treat you badly?
It's difficult sometimes. It's not easy being a woman in Skyrim. Yeah,
so I run more to say.
I'm waiting.
This is the missives board.
Good dog.
It's really great we're friends. I was hoping to find some way to thank you. I hope this does the trick.
Can I help you? All
no,
right,
I want to talk to
It's a fine
Ysolda.
day with you around.
Is that an Emulamara? Oh my gosh. Come to the market often?
Come to the market often?
I spend a lot of time at the market stall so I can learn the merchant's trade. I need more experience if I'm going to run an inn someday.
You want to run an inn?
Yeah, it's dropping at 25
I wish
frames
to
a
be much
second
more
here.
than just a merchant.
That's
Once I've made enough
crazy.
money
I'm
trading with the
definitely...
Khajiit caravans, I'm going to buy the
When I'm
Bannered
done with
Mare
this
from
stream,
Hulda.
I'm rolling that driver back and doing a clean install.
Hulda seems ready to sell.
Oh, really? Well, I'm not going to hold my breath, but just in case, I'll be ready. Huh?
Heard they're reforming the Dawn
Yeah,
Guard.
because the game was running
Vampires
much better on
or
the
something.
earlier
An
driver.
old fort near Riften. Might consider joining up myself.
Danica. We have Nettlebane. Oh, I gotta listen to this.
What is it? What has happened to the Gildergreen? I have traveled long here to worship beneath its branches.
It was taken by a lightning strike. Wish I had time to deal with it, but it's hard enough with all these wounded from the war.
How are you feeling?
Please, don't just let it stay like this. It's disgraceful.
I really don't have time to deal with you right now. Please just let me get back to my work.
But this is supposed to be your work.
So, have you gotten Nettlebane back from those filthy hag-ravens yet?
I sure have. Well, I have a delivery for you, too. Oh, we're missing that
Yorick's
dialogue.
sister? Poor child. Magic runs deep in that family's bloodline. It's not always a blessing. Thank you for this. Something for your trouble.
Hey, she gave me 500. Cool.
I found Nettlebane for you.
Oh, well, I honestly didn't expect you to come back. Of course I'm glad you did. Now, I don't really want to touch that thing, though. Do you think you could handle the next steps?
Feeling any better?
What needs to be done?
Eldergleam Sanctuary Grove is to the east of here. You can use Nettlebane to retrieve some of its sap.
Was I correct in hearing that you were traveling to the Grove of the Eldergleam?
Maurice.
Can I help you?
I am a traveler, a pilgrim. I follow the voice of Kinnereth wherever it can be heard. I've dreamed of seeing Eldergleam for years. Might I travel alongside you? I promise not to get in the way.
We'll bring him.
You're welcome to join me.
I thank you for your kindness.
Just curious, why is your Wabbajack download file on Mega as opposed to being available on the web? Oh, Jack itself? Voice texting, but I think you understand what I'm trying to say. Because it's basically, I would say it's in alpha state. It may not work. And I don't want to put it up there on the Wabbajack site if it's going to have a problem. So just know if you want to try it, you can try it, but it may not work. I was able to install it on a drive, but two people who have tried it have given me some feedback. One of them said that they were missing one file, and when I gave them that file, they were able to get it to work. And it was a BSA file from the stock game. And the other person said they were missing 12 BSA files. So I don't know exactly what that's all about, but apparently their Skyrim doesn't match mine. And I can't be distributing, you know, Skyrim game files. So I don't know exactly how to solve that problem. But if you want to give it a try, you can give it a try. It is also very, very heavy. There isn't a performance version of this. It's an extremely heavy mod list. So I don't recommend it for anything less than a 3090 or a 4090. Because right now we're pulling almost 20 gigabytes worth of VRAM. If you look up in the corner, we're pulling 17.6 gigabytes worth of VRAM right now. And we're running 39 frames a second. So it is an extremely heavy mod list. So if you've got 6 gigabytes worth of VRAM or 8 gigabytes worth of VRAM, I wouldn't even bother trying this. It's going to stutter something fierce. It's not going to be playable. But if you're running a 3090 or a 3090 Ti or 4090, by all means, you want to give it a try, give it a try.
Die, you monster!
I'm a monster? Oh. Oh no, that's what's his name? Aranath from town. Okay. But yeah, it's a very heavy mod list. But damn, it looks good. You know, just the lighting, the shadows. When you slow down and actually take a look at the world. Would you get out of the way, Maurice? You're gonna get shot.
Mercy! You call yourself a Nord? Ye Scrumlord
Yes, I
would be
do.
ashamed of you.
Got me!
See you burn. Killing you will make for an excellent story.
Ready to dance?
God, no! I'll have your head for...
They're kicking my butt.
I'll rearrange your face.
It's also, I run OBIS, and I run roguelike encounters, and I run, you know, a lot of Mahale's monsters. So it's, I'm only playing on Adept, and I'm like over level 20, and these guys are still kicking my butt, you know. So it's a tough,
blissful rejuvenation.
it's a tough mod list. Also, I just killed 4 or 5 of them, and there's still more. But we can't slide tackle them. So yeah, not an easy mod list.
Prepare to die.
He's throwing rocks at me.
Silent as the grey fox.
Built your list off of AVONG. Vegetation and trees. They use most of the RAM. I don't know. I mean, it could be. I do run a lot of cathedrals plants. All the textures I kept to 2K, but I am running, like, this is 3D rocks. But yeah, I think I really need to change that driver. I should be running like 50. Okay, that's more like it. 58, 57, 56, 51. That's more like the frame rate I remember. The grass really isn't that heavy. If you take a look at it, it's not really that thick. I run it at 65. And it's Folkvanger with Summer Tundra and Verdant. So I don't really think that's what's very heavy. I'm not sure what's really heavy. And then I do run a lot of the, like these plants here are from 3D Trees and Plants. I wonder if I have Heal Other. No, I don't. Well, Maurice, you're just going to have to survive, dude. So this is the horses from Horses Renewal. So I thought they looked more like a horse. You know, like the stock horses look a lot like maybe a Clydesdale. I also run, you know, shadows are heavy. There's a beaver.
No more.
All right, Gears.
I yield.
Take it easy. Bad jackal. Oh my gosh, we lit ourselves up.
Was that supposed to hurt?
Get away from the jackal. Oh, we got Big Kitty down here.
Huh?
Hey, you said you weren't going to get in the way, dude. You're totally
No
getting
mercy.
in the way.
My story will not end here.
Pick a
Locks
lock.
never stopped me before. Never in doubt.
That was funny. So I was walking in the water, right? So it uses Underdog's dive animation. Collect some fish. Use the fallen tree bridge. Now climb up there, girl. So I run Sky Climb also. It'll pretty much let you climb anywhere. That's a better frame rate. But yeah, it pulls a lot of VRAM. But I figured I had 24 gigs worth of VRAM. Might as well use it. And these are Cathedral's plants. It's their tundra cotton. And their mountain flowers. These are from Ancient Lands. They have higher res textures on them. That's from Animalica. So we do have rhinos in our game.
All in the finesse.
Think you can take me?
Actually, I do. If you just stand still. She's throwing rocks at me too. Okay, we're going after you, girl.
You will not defy fate. You don't stand a chance.
Ha! Taking you out.
Face your final battle with some dignity.
Maurice. They're going to be coming after us soon. We got a couple of them behind us too.
Hey, watch what you're doing!
I am watching what I'm doing. If you want to survive, you better stay with me.
Hold it. This here's a toll road, see? You're gonna have to hand over, say, 200 gold.
More
if you wanna use
background
our
noise
road.
for me. Yippee! Cool.
How about you let me through and I don't kill you?
You know, now that I think of it, that sounds fair. Just shove off before the others notice.
So we got a little battle going on over there. So should we slit her throat anyway?
Won't draw attention.
I think we should.
What do you... Help! Help! What do you... Help! I'm being attacked!
Of course you are. You're standing in the fire like a moron.
What was that?
Your death.
Over here!
I'll kill you where you stand.
Really? I'd like to see you try.
Fool, I will see you dead.
You're not going to see anybody dead. I'm taking you all out. This one first. This one next. Quit moving around. I'm going to get you.
Enough! You're dead! Dead!
We got another one over there.
Prepared to die.
Once I'm done with you,
Oh, that was
there
a
will be
nice
nothing
little
left to
move.
bury.
Get you! Victory is yours! I submit!
Stop him. Stop him.
Son of a...
Nice. Son of a... Whoa! Love it. Alright, we're coming after you. Dun, 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 dun. Where'd it come from? Are we over encumbered? No, we're not over encumbered. Okay. It is a little bit foggy though. Change in the weather. That looks better. It's all about the cheese. Give me the cheese. Should we do a little swan dive? Sploosh. How about we do a little skydiving? Want to do a little skydiving? Let's clear up the weather so we can see where we're going. Buzzing the birdies. Have I ever mentioned how much I love Dindalod? Pop the chute. Jumping rivers. So should we stab the tree and get some sap? Or should we let Maurice talk to the tree and bring a sapling back? We got a dragon over there. That was dinner. Diving in. Yeah, Maurice is right on her butt. Well, at least you survived. Why don't we get ready? Grab Nettlebane.
Hello there, friend. Have you come to enjoy the sights and sounds of this beautiful sanctuary, as I have? Truly remarkable, isn't it?
Yep, I'm gonna go stab a tree. I got a climb up point here. What's over here? Whole bunch of nothing. Just a climb up point. All right. He did survive. Yeah, he's hurting though. But he survived. All right, we'll let Maurice talk to the tree. But we got to get up there first. And I think what we want to do is we want to go right here, because I left a bow sitting here. And then we want to go over here, because there's something here we want to get into. What's that? Transfers all items from dead bodies in a 60-foot radius to the cast room. Okay. No. Oh, we took everything. Okay, fine. Cool stream. Thanks. All right, where you at, Maurice? We need your help.
I had no idea you were a woman of violence.
I am.
What exactly are you intending to do here?
I'm gonna stab the tree.
I need sap to fix the Gildergreen.
You would violate this marvel of Kinnereth's glory to fix that half-breed stump in Whiterun? That's abominable. Barbaric! I'll have no part of this. Why didn't you tell me what you intended?
Do you have a better idea?
Well, yes. There is something. It won't repair the tree back at the temple, but we could bring them a new one.
What did you have in mind?
Follow me. I think I can convince the tree to help us.
Hey Nico, waiting for Mega so I can download your list. Looking forward to taking a tour of it. Notice it says might be buggy. What should you look out for? Well, you should look out for installation errors. And the main error that people have been telling me they were
The
having
Elder Gleam has blessed us with a sapling.
was
You should take it to Whiterun.
not having the
Danica will
correct
want to see that the true blessings of
BSA
nature lie in renewal,
files.
not a slavish maintenance.
So I don't know if you really want to do the downgrade patch or best of both worlds, or if you want to do the full downgrade patcher, or if you have 1.5.97 already, just try to run it on that as is. Or originally I made the mod list with 1.6.640 that was I just used the exe and the Bink w64.dll from Endero, and I dumped those into 1.6.640. So it may be looking for those BSA files. So that's what you should watch out for.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody here gets to live. And Danica will be disappointed, but she'll be okay with it. But yeah, it is a very heavy load order. You can see even in here, I'm pulling 12 gigs worth of VRAM. Even in an interior location like this. So, although that's what my system is allocating, that may not be what it's actually using. No problem. I mean, I'd like to see people be successful with it. I'd like, everybody to enjoy it. But yeah, just be aware that it is a very heavy load order. And the main issue is going to be draw call limit. So it's not really going to be, it'll be VRAM and it'll be draw call limit is where your bottlenecks will probably be. So what time's it getting to be? 7:13. All right, well, let's set up a tent. We're going to go in the daytime. And then we'll head back and talk to Danica. I wonder... Well, we're not hungry or anything yet, so... And there are a couple of keys. I use a Tartarus gamepad. So one that I forgot to put in the instructions is dodge. I've got TK dodge set to right arrow. So that would be another thing to keep in mind. You're probably going to have to remap it unless you're on a Tartarus gamepad. Because with the gamepad, it makes sense for that because it's on my left-hand thumb. All I do is push down. You got a monster PC, so you should be good to go there. Okay. Okay. Well, I hope you're successful. I hope it's successful for you. I think is a better way to put it. Because I've never, I've spent like almost a month trying to compile this list, and I finally got a successful compilation, and then I got successful installation. So what I ended up doing, I'll show you what I ended up doing. If I can get there. We can get there. So this is my mod organizer. Okay, so modding MO2. This is my mod organizer, right? This is what I built the list from. This is on, what drive is this? X drive. Okay, mod organizer. Well, this is a drive that I set up called Wabbajack, and this is where I actually installed it. So I actually tested it by installing it. So I have 2 instances of mod organizer 2 and 1 game instance. So I can run either one of these because this is an exact copy of everything. My entire mod list. It's an exact copy of it. So I did test it. But where you may have a difference is how this is set up. Steam apps, common, Skyrim special edition. So this is how mine's set up. And this is 1.5.97, 1.5.97. But the data folder, this is where people are having trouble. Is that these files, these are, I believe, so what's the version? It's not giving me a version. So I thought, I thought that these may be a different version, and that would be where the problem was. The BSA files, but I don't know for certain. But I have Resource Pack and Resource Pack ESL are in here, along with the Marketplace, because this is a fresh, and this is installed on 12.16. So 2 days ago, I downloaded a fresh copy of Skyrim from Steam. And I used that and added my EMB, right? These 2 are EMB. And then this is Rybash. And then the creation kit. This is EMB D3, D11, and the compiler. And then this is a link. I have a link to compiler 47 that you need to install. This is the EMB local, EMB series. And then we have these are all stock files. This is my Reshade INI. And then these are Reshade files. And then this is SKSE 20.2.0 is the one you're going to need. And then these should be downgraded. So I got 1.6.1130, which is the latest version from Steam, and then used the downgrade patcher to downgrade, and I used best of both worlds. So I kept if you look in here, I have fishing and Saints and Seducers, Curios, and Survival, right? Along with the Marketplace and Resources are all in here. So all these files are 1.6.1130, which is the latest version. And then these got downgraded with the downgrade patch. If we go into properties, we go into details, 1.5.97 is the product version. So that's what you need to be running. And how it needs to be set up in order to work correctly. I don't know how it's having a problem, but the errors that people said that they were having, well, at least one person said they were having, was that the Wabbajack said that it couldn't find BSA files stock game BSA files, and that they were the wrong version. So that's what I would watch out for as a potential error. Now, Airshot was able to get this installed. He was only short one file, one BSA file. So that's what I know. So now you have all the information I have. I haven't figured out how to solve it yet. But if you're willing to give it a try, thanks for being a beta tester or an alpha tester. I appreciate it. And give me any feedback you got. You know, if you're able to get it to go, I'd love to hear it. And if you're not able to get it to go, tell me about the crash log. Tell me about why. This looks like a drug dealer. Should we talk to him?
What's a milk drinker like you doing out here?
Oh, he's
Go
somebody
home
who
to
just
your
wants to
mother.
die.
You shouldn't talk to me like that.
Why? What are you gonna do? Cry?
No, I'm going to kill you.
Back off now.
No need to get rough.
Well, we intimidated him. Upgraded Skyrim on your wife's PC and sent myself those files. And on my PC, I haven't upgraded yet, so you have both sets of BSAs. Several lists. I wanted to be ready for any. Okay. Well, tell me which list works. One of them will work. Thank you. I appreciate the feedback. And if I'm not on here, you can send me the feedback directly. Send it to me in a private message on Nexus. My name's the same on Nexus. I'm Nico Roshi over there also. And a lot of the mods that are in this pack, I made. So that's why it's called the Nico Roshi experience. Like the bows, the arrows, the daggers. These daggers, well, not those daggers specifically, but these daggers specifically, I made. Those arrows I made. That bow she's carrying, I made. Those potions I worked on with Revoth. So a lot of it is stuff that I made. But a lot of it is just other great mods that were made by the community. Like natural waterfalls. That's a great mod. Of course, I helped out with that one too. I went around. I actually did it on a live stream. I went around and I fixed all the fish that were jumping into rocks because I really love natural waterfalls, but the fish jumping into rocks kind of drove me crazy. So I fixed it, and then I sent that file to the mod author, and they ended up incorporating it into the mod, which I thought was really cool.
Ready.
That I could help out, you know. You sound like somebody, Stanley, you sound like somebody like me that's just completely, oh, we're crashing. Music stopped. Oh my gosh. You always add my mods. Okay, let's find out what that crash is all about. Because that's an interesting spot to crash. How long have we been running? An hour and a half. What do we got here? It says soldier. Soldier. Cooldown spell. Ultimate potion animation. Wilderness. Occlusion. Synthesis. Landscape fixes. Dindalod. Splash. Large churn. It could really be anything at this point. So it says soldier. Reference is in an unloaded cell, so it cannot cast spells. Okay, that's kind of an interesting crash. So it's telling me this soldier is in an unloaded cell, but trying to cast a spell. Yeah, it says reference is in an unloaded cell, so it cannot cast spells. And that's why it crashed. So there must have been a soldier outside of the doorway, and when we went in the doorway, the soldier then became in an unloaded cell. And it was, so we went through the doorway while it was trying to cast a spell. That's how that crash happened. That's a pretty obscure crash, but that's how it happened. Not a problem with the mods. Interesting. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. Rather than start up this version, which is my mod organizer version, right? We're going to close this out, and we're going to try this. We're going to come over here. This is the version I installed right off the Wabbajack, right? On a different drive. And we're going to come over here. We're going to launch this directly from mod organizer exe in the other drive. Welcome back, going my own way. So, and this is, like I said, it's an exact copy because I loaded it on a different drive. But this is what you should see. And I don't have resource pack enabled here. But you can see I have an unmanaged resource pack up here. So let's run this. Oh, and be aware it's going to take about 5 minutes to start up, because there are a lot of files. It's going to take a 500 gigabyte partition to install this. At least that's what I recommend. It's roughly 488 gigabytes with all of the files, all of the zip files, and then everything unpacked, and a page file. And I recommend like a 40 gig page file. So yeah, you're looking at about 500 gigabyte partition to install this on. This one's actually running, this drive that I'm starting up right now is a SATA drive. The other one's on an M.2. The other instance of MO2. But they're both using the same game files. So this one, yeah, 1,350 mods, 1,117 plugins. Very graphically heavy mod list. With some custom tweaks I've done along the way. Like Dead Shrub 01, I loaded one of the mods that I have in the pack is 3D Trees and Plants. And the only reason it's in there, I've got the ESP disabled. The ESP is actually hidden, but I have it loaded in there because I needed to use the files. I liked the Dead Shrub from 3D Trees and Plants, and a couple of the other plants I like. So I'm using those, but not the ESP. So none of the trees. I'm kind of picking and choosing, right, between different mods I have loaded. There is 1,117 total plugins, but ESP, ESM, I think there's 235 ESP, ESMs. So you've got a little bit of space to grow. You could put another 20 ESP, ESMs in there. The rest of them are all ESL. And if you wanted to, there's probably about 35 or 40 mods in there that if you compacted the form IDs, you could make ESL. So you can build this list up quite a bit more if you wanted to. There is space to grow if you wanted to add to it. And I would really love to see people add to it. That would be great. I mean, it's a pretty darn stable base to start with, but it is pretty graphically intensive. So you may want to remove some of the graphical mods and add in some other things. It also includes some other world spaces. So Chanterelle is included. Oh, this one I'm not running the upscaler. So this instance doesn't have Skyrim upscaler in it. So we'll check out what the frame rate is like without the upscaler. But Chanterelle, Moonpath to Elsewhere, Worm's Tooth, Dark End, Beyond Reach, Skyrim Underground, those are all included in this mod list. I did not include Bruma. And the main reason I didn't include that is because Dying to Law doesn't really like dealing with Bruma. And I recommend if you're going to run Dying to Law, go into the files and get rid of anything under meshes, terrain, and textures, terrain. Clear those two files. Oh, we're going to crash right from the get-go. Why is this one going to crash right from the get-go? Oh, you know what? It's probably missing that save is missing resources. It's missing this. That's my guess. No, this says the same thing. Soldier. So it's referencing Soldier again. Because okay, so that the save file I tried to load is just inside that door. So we need to load a save that's before that one, because that save's always going to be a problem. So let's run this again, and then we're going to load a save from before we went through that doorway. Then it should start up. Because it's referencing that soldier that was casting a spell. Should run without the resource pack. Because I actually unpacked the resource pack. That's what's over here. And I took a look at it, right? And basically it's got some architecture stuff, some clutter stuff, some like Dwemer walls and things like that. I blame Todd Howard. So it's just updating some of the meshes, but most of those have been updated anyway. With okay, so this one's kind of interesting though. I don't remember seeing anything like that. But yeah, I unpacked it just to take a look at it because I was curious. Okay, that's an animation platform. So that's a Dwemer platform that's animated. Interesting. All right, we're still starting up. So don't start from last save. Whatever you do, because the soldier's gonna crash your game again. I blame OBIS for putting that guy outside of the dungeon we were trying to get into, or the cave, and making him cast spells at us while we're going through a doorway. I have to think about, okay, how the heck did I hit the timing just right that they were casting a spell right as the interior was loading, and so that he wasn't in the space we were in when he finally completed casting the spell. That timing's got to be perfect to get a crash like that. Yes, it is like the door in Septimus Outpost that spins around. So I'm thinking they may have replaced that because that's in the resource pack that comes with the latest version. They did update a few textures and stuff, but I think modders have already taken care of most of that, if not all of it. Soldier has become self-aware and wanted to let you know who's boss. Maybe. Well, we're gonna say so. We have Creation Club still in mods because we're on 1.5.97, right? So it hasn't combined those two yet because of the game version we're on. So we're gonna load Rin, and we're not gonna load that one. We're gonna load this one, which is our last autosave. This one should load. Now remember, this is the installation that I created from the Wabbajack. So I used the Wabbajack to create another instance of MO2 on a separate drive on my computer, just to test it. So that's what we're going to be playing now. Also, it's set up for 3440 by 1440 resolution. And I go over that in the instructions in the README, that if you're playing at 1080p or whatever, or something different, you're going to have to change the resolution. Alright, so this was us sleeping. So let's sleep until morning. Cannot sleep with enemies nearby. Alright, so I guess we have to get up, because we have enemies nearby. How about we pack this up? Well, that's not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to kick on some light. So let's go. These are the naked hunters. We're going to pass on them. So we really need to save and reload. Because I don't get the paraglider unless I load from a save. Unless I load from within game. If I'm loading from desktop, for some reason the paraglider's not working. But if I load from within game, the paraglider works. 5120 by 1440. Okay, well that's a lot of pixels. Are you on a G9? Because that's a pretty wide monitor you got there. So yeah, off the SATA drive, and this is without Skyrim upscaler. It's running about 34 frames a second. So pretty darn heavy. Let's see if we can spend the night here. And then I wonder if I could throw the upscaler. I'm pretty sure the upscaler is not. Yeah, we don't have the upscaler in this. Use the bed. Okay, lie down. Let's go this way. Sleep. Sleep until morning. Let's get going about 8:30 in the morning. Oh, we're hungry. We want to get up. Yeah, so if you're not running Pure Dark's upscaler, I would say your frame rate's going to be in the 30s with this. I highly recommend Pure Dark's upscaler. It's one you use for work? Okay. Decided to stick with it. So, okay, so without the upscaler, we're running like 30 frames a second here. Right? And the graphics card is... Hey, the sun came out. Graphics card's running at 94, 97% usage. So that's pretty heavy. So let's save this. we're going to go install the upscaler and see what that does to the frame rate. So that is going to be in the Z drive. So let's grab the upscaler out of here, modding, MO2, mods, Skyrim. Well, you know what? It might be, well, no. Skyrim upscaler. So we need all of that. We need these two files. So we're going to grab the whole folder and copy it. And then we're going to go to our Z drive where we installed this mods, paste. Okay, so now if we refresh this, it should show up at the bottom. There it is. So we're going to turn that on. And we're going to take and move this to the separator. We're going to put this in optimization up at the top. All right, let's fire this back up and see if the frame rate's better. I'm guessing it's going to be quite a bit better. But again, I think part of our problem is we updated our graphics driver, and I really need to roll back. Maybe like 2 drivers back, I had better frame rate. I'm probably going to be on maybe another 15, 20 minutes, maybe a little bit less. I think I'm going to hop in here and see what the frame rate's like, play for another 10 or 15 minutes, and then I'll call it. That way I can get my drivers rolled back before I crash. It's almost midnight where I'm at. I don't even want to think about what time it is where you people are at. It's probably in the morning, early in the morning. But I'll probably be back on again tomorrow. Try to sneak in before Ireshot starts his stream up. Shot has a good time streaming. I don't want to interfere with that. So if I see him on, I won't come on. I'll just hang out in his channel. Yeah, I'm on a mine's a gigabyte screen. Almost 3 a.m. there. Okay, so you're a few time zones in Central time zone. That's what I'm guessing. I'm in California. I'm on the Pacific Standard Time. So we will fire this up. Get him fired up. Hold on to your butts. Oh, you're Eastern. Okay. On the East Coast, from the East Coast to the West Coast. Everybody playing Skyrim. Good old Michigan. Cool. Is it chilly up there? I bet it is this time of year. I mean, it's even cold in California. But my version of cold and your version of cold are probably two different things. When it gets down to like actual freezing, I call it cold, right? And you're probably talking about 0 or below. That's when it's cold for you. My daughter is in northern China, and she told me that it actually gets too cold to snow. And I have trouble grasping that idea, but apparently it can get too cold to snow. In northern China. I mean, she's almost like Mongolia where she's at. She's always been hot-blooded though, so she'll do all right. She'll survive. But she says everybody over there, they wear like 6 layers. They layer clothing, you know, to stay warm in the winter. 18 degrees. Yeah, that's cold. That's pretty darn cold. Too cold for me. I like tropical weather. 19 degrees outside. 6 inches of snow. Yeah, I like snow. I'll go up to Tahoe and we'll go snowboarding up there and go play in the snow. And it snows where my parents live. All right. This is just adding Pure Dark's upscaler. You see what the frame rate is now? 56. And it was 30 here before. So that's why I say, you know, put out the $5 and go get Pure Dark's upscaler.
Your efforts are in
for EMB. It's worth the $5. Almost double your frame rate. Now we're running 60 frames a second. So that's pretty good. And this is off of a SATA drive too, right? What wonderful God rays. Love that. That, however, reset all of this. So those are the flip daggers. We want to be here. And we want to do that. And then this one. Okay, so we need to go, I need to go back here. That's not favorited, that's why. And then we need to go here. We need to do that. And we need to do that. Go here. And do that. This one is set up. This one is not. We need to set that as this. And that. Okay. Now we're good. Yeah, I mean if you're gonna run a mod list like this, for sure. And if you're running it really high resolution, you know, widescreen 1440 being one of them. Here we're pulling like 70 frames a second. That's awesome. 60. So this is the frame rate I was used to before. I'm not sure what I added. And this is playing off of a SATA drive too. So that's pretty incredible. This isn't off the M.2. I love natural waterfalls. Great mod. How about we do a little hunting?
Divines await you. Eternal rest.
Yeah, this is more like the frame rate I expect.
I'll make this quick.
We got bad guy up there. Where'd they go? Go sneak up on them? So they killed the deer and then they just took off running, huh? Or goat. So this is the sun sprite that I put in the game and the sun flare. These are available. It's a free, well, it's available on ENB forums. But yeah, I liked it. I liked it a lot better than not having a sun sprite and a flare. And then the halo that you see around the outside when you're looking at a bright light, that actually comes from ENB or from Reshade. That's the liquid lens effect. But yeah, I like both of those. So I dropped them in this. Also, we added a couple of things to the ENB. If you look at the ENB and you look at, so first one, like I said, is the sun sprite. And you can tweak all the settings on the sun sprite to your liking. That's no bueno.
I've got a present for you.
Bad Bobcat.
Run, you fool! Try that again, I dare you!
Dare you?
Ugh, give me a challenge.
Yeah, let's kick you off the hill. She died too. Did you hear her die over there? Oh. Somebody's still shooting arrows at me.
That's your best?
Okay, who's shooting arrows? We can block arrows.
I dare you to try that again.
If we time it just right, we can send them back. We took a couple arrows. Alright, let's drink a potion. We don't have any potions hotkeyed? That's wrong. Better hotkey those. There we go. Much better. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that paraglider. Like I said, if I save it and then load it, then the paraglider works. But loading directly from the desktop, paraglider doesn't work. So you got me. I'm not sure why. So now I'll get it. And we are using the Glide Crow. It was created by Sergei Rudolph. I just modified it. Those are Vigilance of Stendar. All right, what frame rate are we running here? 49, 57, 59. Crisp 25.5 down under. Sunny as hell. Nice. Are you talking Celsius? I think you're talking Celsius, right? Victoria ain't that hot. I love the new wolf sounds, especially that squeal when they get hit. Oh my gosh, look at that. We have a pack of Welwas up there. That is a heck of a pack of Welwas.
Can't miss.
Let's take out a few of them before we get close. That's a lot of Welwas. Work on our archery.
Can't miss.
Oh, now they're coming after me. Better lead them. Got him. That was a heck of a pack of Welwas. Who were they fighting? They were fighting goblins. That's a goblin. So these are goblins from Fourth Unknown. That is an issue. So that means to me that this Dirtzog has transparency because you see what's happening with the texture? That's being affected by EMB. If I turn the EMB off, see what it looks like? But if I turn the EMB back on, it's acting like a height map. That means that there's transparency in the specular map of the Dirtzog. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to save our game right here. We're going to fix that Dirtzog and then we're going to call it a day. So let's save. New save. So Dirtzog transparency. That's going to be under Fourth Unknown. Let's find out where exactly that Dirtzog's from. Goblin. Dirtzog. Last changed by unofficial Skyrim Special Edition patch, but comes from, it says unknown. But I know it's from, it's Fourth Unknown's, I think it's the Goblins. Fourth Unknown's Goblins. Alright, little tutorial. Let's fix it. Hopefully it doesn't drop me. If it does, thanks everybody for showing up. Every now and then OBS will drop me if I drop out of game and I start doing tutorial stuff. So we want to look for goblins, new creatures, and not, these are Mahales. This is fourth unknowns. So we're looking here and we're looking for where the files are. Textures, Dirtzog, and this one has transparency. And it shouldn't. So it's being affected by complex parallax in the EMB. So I wonder, it doesn't show that it has transparency though. What about, it says mushroom. Okay, that's the cube map that it's using. And let's look at the normal map. Okay, the normal map has transparency. So that may be the issue. File, open. Let's open up the diffuse. And let's go ahead and create a new normal map for the diffuse. So we're going to go to filters, map, normal map. And we're going to put wrap on this. We're going to do a max RGB. And we're going to crank this up to maybe about 3. Let's check out a 3D preview. We can probably turn that off. And let's bring this bigger. So now we're looking at the bump map. I want to make them a little more bumpier than that. They need a little bit more depth. 15 is going to be too much. Could probably run on about 6. We could run even a little bit more than that. But you can kind of see how the bump is going to look, right, when we look at it at an angle. Let's run this on about 7. And wrap, and we're going to say OK. This is our new normal map. The colors are a little bit off though, so we need to go to color and color balance, and we need to add 1 to the red and 1 to the blue. And that is the correct, should be the correct colors. So we're going to file, export that, our new normal map. All right, and then we're going to take a look at the, that was the specular. I don't see any transparency in that. Let's take a look at the alpha channel. So the alpha is pure black. So there's nothing with that alpha channel. All right. I'm going to fire this up and see if that fixed the problem. Should have. And we did save the game right next to the dead Dirtzog. So his skin shouldn't look all funky. So I'm guessing its transparency in the normal map is being picked up by complex parallax as a height map. See, it's kind of a bummer because a lot of these things were created before Boris added complex parallax to EMB. And so having transparency in the normal map and in the specular map wasn't a problem. But once he created complex parallax, it's looking for transparency in the specular map to create a height map. And that kind of broke a bunch of things that were already done. Like I had arrows that were released before complex parallax came out. And when it came out, all of a sudden the textures look really funky, right? And it's because I had transparency in the specular map. And complex parallax was picking it up as a height map. Well, thinking it was a height map. And rendering it really weird in game. So yeah, things like that happen. And if this version is going to run good, I'm probably going to take this instance and move it to my M.2 and wipe the other one. So we put Pure Dark's upscaler in here, and hopefully we fix that texture. This was running 1351 and 1117. So we haven't added the resource pack to this. From 1.6, 1130. The latest version. It's a bummer that they keep coming out with new versions that break SKSE and break other mods. You know, I wish they wouldn't, Bethesda wouldn't do that. But they're going to do what they want to do. And they wanted to bring a new marketplace, so that's what they did. They broke it again. I feel sorry for the people on console because they can't roll back to an earlier version like us people on PC can. So that's really rough, you know, for the console players. So yeah, I feel for them. And some of them were telling me that they had a mod list, you know, on console, and the new update just broke everything. They couldn't even find some of the mods that they were using. Yeah, 12 years later, they're doing it. Why? Because Skyrim is their cash cow, and they're trying to continue milking it. That's why. And as a business, I can't blame them. They're in business to make money. Most businesses are. But I think people need to put their foot down and stop buying the same game over and over and over again and just stick with a version, kind of like I did with 1.5.97. You know, pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered. Does not make me feel hopeful for ES6. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, ES6 is going to come out, and I'm going to be disappointed. And the reason I'm going to be disappointed is they need to build it within the confines of what consoles can do. So the consoles have a limit on how much space they have for mods, right? I think it's 5 gigabytes on, don't quote me on that, I don't own a console. But from what I hear from my friends, they can only have 5 gigabytes worth of mods installed on the game, unless they have external storage. That really limits you as to what you can put in there. And all right, there we go. There we go. All right, that did not fix our Dirtzog. Well, that's a bummer. I wonder what else could be changing that. Should we just remake all the textures for it? I'm pretty sure it's got to be in the it's got to be in the specular. Goblins and Dirtzogs. So I wonder. So that's the only one that's Goblins and Dirtzogs. Textures, Dirtzog. So let's open the diffuse. And we're going to export this as a BC7. And then we're going to take a look at File, Open, the _M, which would be the specular. But we didn't see any transparency in this, but it's pretty dark. So let's open this back up and let's mess with the colors. So we're going to mess with, well, firstly, we're going to, I want to desaturate this. Pull all the color out of it. And then I want to mess with brightness and contrast. So we're going to lower the brightness and increase the contrast. Something like that. That's not bad. So we're going to say OK, and then we're going to file. We're going to export this as M. So now we just redid all the textures. Close it. Now they're all BC7. All right, hold on to your butts. It is now midnight on the West Coast. So let me fire it up. And if it's still doing something weird, then I don't know. I'll have to look at that a little better. It may be a setting in the NIF file. I really want to open that up. Only I can't open it up right now. I can if I go here. So if I go here, 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 I want to look for goblins and dirt zogs. So C, D, E, F, G, goblins and reekers, goblins and dirt zogs. I want to look at meshes, dirt zog 01. That is one shiny looking. What is up with that? Shader property. 2.3? No, how about 0.3? That looks better. Save that. that environment map at 2.3, no wonder that was all shiny. That's crazy. I've got sword blades that don't have 2.3 on the environment map that are shiny. So I don't know why that was set so high, but that was the setting in the NIF file on the specular. I took one look at it and go, man, that's shiny. That's a really shiny dirt zog. So yeah, it's good to have programs like NifScope and GIMP. If you come across things in your game that don't look right, open them up, open the files up, take a look at them. And if you have to remake the textures like I did, then do that. If you have to mess with the specular amount in the NIF files, do that. You know, modders are not perfect all the time. Sometimes they make mistakes. So don't get mad at them. Just, you know, fix them. Thank them for the things they got right. I know my game wouldn't be, you know, what's really funny is when I downloaded a fresh copy of the game from Steam, I actually loaded it up once just to get all the registry entries and everything I needed. I had to load the game once, start the game. And riding in the carriage with Rayloff and you know, the horse thief from Rorikstead and Ulfric, right? And just looking at the base vanilla game, I realize how lucky I am to have all the mods I have in my game. It's a different game. It's a totally different look. So yeah, I'm thankful for all the work that modders have put into it and are still putting into it. I was watching Sky King the other day on a live stream making parallax textures for a new texture set that they're going to come out with called Fantasia, and just impressed by, you know, all the work and effort that's getting put into it. So thank you, modders. I think the other cool thing is, you know, these are people from all over the world. You've got great animators from China and Korea. You've got people making, you know, EMB over in the Ukraine. And then you've got people like me in California making models and textures for weapons. And when you put it all together in a game, it becomes something really special. Back to the ES6 thing. I think ES6 will be good when modders have about 10 years to fix it. Okay, so we're still kind of shiny. So I don't know why that dirt sog looks like that. It's definitely an EMB thing. Because if I turn EMB off, I mean, the texture looks good. But with EMB turned on, that texture looks weird. I'll have to look into that a little bit more later. That was a goblin shaman. He's carrying an orc skull. Definitely orcish. Tell by the teeth. We have a nice leap of faith up here, though. We should probably go do that. That'll be fun. That'll be a great way to end the stream. Snap leg. I left a couple of daggers in there. That's where Tariel's daggers are. What are we pulling? 60 frames a second. 58. We got a moon out. We got a... We can pet the dog. Good doggy. All right, we're gonna go jump off a mountain. First, we're gonna steal all the eggs. Then we're gonna go jump off of this thing. Says we could probably hit the water from here. You think we can hit the water from there? I think we can. Why don't we do this and we'll do a swan dive. Sploosh. Nice. So that's one of the leaps of faith. Well, I'm glad I hit the water. Because we're not getting the paraglider. So let's save and reload so we get the paraglider. My worry with TS6 is how paywalled it'll be. I paid plenty for mods, don't get me wrong, I just hope it doesn't hold back from becoming and exceeding the Skyrim mod scene. Egg. Yes, eggs. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, as long as we have different options, as long as there's free mods on Nexus, okay, it'll be all right. If they try to take that away, there's going to be quite the backlash from the community. Because, you know, some of us have been modding Elder Scrolls games since 2004. So for the last 20 years. And people have bought the games that wouldn't normally have bought the games because they know they can get all the free downloadable content that's user made, you know. So they would be, you know, I think they know they'd be cutting their own throats if they tried to take that away. And I think knowing that, there's always going to be free mods that you could get. We have a quest expansion here. Those are some of Bluebow's trees. Want to do something fun? Let's do something fun on the way out. This is a little mod called Mist Flight. So please put your tray tables and seat backs in their full upright position and enjoy your flight on Air Nico. So let's go for a little flight. You don't play much PC Skyrim on PlayStation? PlayStation really doesn't have the mod support. And me, I like to mod my Skyrim pretty heavily. Like very heavily. Should we go fly up the waterfall? Let's clear the weather. Go cruise by Iverstead. That was an interesting little music thing. We are getting some stutter here because, again, this is on a SATA drive. You know what we should do? Should land somewhere over here. Should change the weather. And we should okay, we are getting the paraglider, that's good. There is, I think that's another great thing about this game is there's no right or wrong way to play it. So, you know, or there is no right or wrong platform to play it on either. So you can play it however you want. And I think that's a wonderful thing about Skyrim. That's Melandrill or Melandrill. The big red tree over there. Think we can thread the needle? See if we can thread the needle. Nope. We missed it. Do I like doing crazy things like that? Oh yeah, I do. It's fun. There's Dragon's Reach. Actually, if we get up high enough, we might be able to see all the way to Solitude. If we could see over that hill over there. Just gain a little more elevation. We'll see if we can do it. There's the Throat of the World. High Hrothgar. So we're up there a ways. We should be able to see Solitude from here. Let's see if we can clear the weather and see it. Yeah, I don't know if I can see it or not. I can definitely see Whiterun. This is Whiterun. Half-Life 2. Only when it only plays Xbox, yeah. Alright. Get ready to pop the chute. Alright, we're climbing up.
Tools, wares, and weapons.
Can I say I love sky climb and animated traversal? Yes, definitely. So we made it to Whiterun. I think we're going to save the game and call it a night. I'm going to catch some Z's. Still got to figure out that dirt zog problem. But pretty happy with the temperatures I'm running right now and the frame rate I'm running. So let's see if this stays above 40 coming through this door here. I'm thinking it'll drop to about 38 right here, just inside Whiterun. Okay, a little lower, 35, 36. 36. I was close. I was within 2 frames, 3 frames a second. Not bad. That's a heavy area, though. We can jump up there. See if we can jump up there. All right, into the bannered mare.
Come on in. Let me know if you need anything, or take a seat by the fire and I'll send someone over.
All right, Hulda. Who we got over here? Frida the Bloody. She can be a follower. This chick here is hilarious.
If you're looking for the court wizard, I'm not him. Farengar is the one you want.
She's all about the
If you wish
wine.
to speak with him, you'll find him somewhere in the general direction of boredom. Now, if you'll excuse me, there's this invention called wine that requires my immediate attention.
Told you she's all about the wine.
Wait, I have some questions.
Oh, all right, if you must. As the Nords say, make it quick. Brevity would be my favorite word if it didn't have 3 syllables. Now, wine, that's a good word. Short, sweet, intoxicating. People love wine almost as much as they love whining. I'm one of those people.
Go on. Tell me more about bottles and wine.
Although some say the spiced wine in Solitude rivals any vintage the Third Era ever produced, I'd say those people have never been to the Isles. I apologize, were you saying something?
May I ask your name?
My name is Elderwin. I've come to Whiterun for the Skyforge and for Farengar.
You seem to have an obsession with wine.
I don't see that as a negative. My Nord friends often chide me for neglecting the rich history of Skyrim, as if I was ignorant of it. They say, you know, Elder, there's more to Skyrim than just alto and spiced wine. And I tell them, yes, yes, I know all about your windmills and bards and 12 different words for cold. I only care about the wine. Be gone.
She's hilarious. Yeah.
How are we doing over here? Are you thirsty, hungry, both?
All right. Well, we're going to put a save right here
I'll have 4
and call it a
bottles of
night.
wine with juniper berries, 7 bottles of alto, and a venison with bitter green sauce.
Are you joking?
About wine? Never. In fact, forget the venison.
Had to put her knife away. All right. Remember, mod it till it crashes. Then mod it some more. And have a good time. Thanks for hanging out, folks. And we'll catch y'all on the flip side. Reminds me of that one time where I filled Breeze home with meat and wine. Wasn't able to enter until today. Yeah, well, that's interesting NPCs. If you've never played it, it's worth playing. There are some very interesting NPCs that all have interesting dialogue that add a lot to the game. So I recommend that mod. It's a good mod. Check it out.